I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is September 4th, Wednesday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. Yesterday we discussed hitting this daily imbalance right here. We wanted to see how it would perform. Generally speaking, the 50% would be ideal for us to see a bounce. I was talking about it yesterday, but I think I kind of got sidetracked and started talking about something else. But I was discussing how we're going to perform at this daily imbalance. I was definitely looking for buys today, only for the simple fact that we did break through this weekly low and take out some of this liquidity, and we got into this daily imbalance. And to come up here and wipe out some of this like breakout momentum trader liquidity here is pretty obvious, right? But well, where were the signs? We did see the signs. Let me try to make this real simple. So we when we opened up, we started immediately coming down. We had a little gap. We started coming down, and we came right to 50%. Which you see the lines right there in the middle, right? Little dash lines in blue. Plus, in the background, we have the gaps. So don't get confused. It's not a lot going on here. It's just the gaps. You can see them outlined in the background. So we come down, and when you got gaps like this, remember, it's hard to push through them initially. Let's put it that way. Not in general long term, but like initially, right? So we bounce from it. And here, when we were at the 50 here, I happened to be at the right place at the right time last night. And I'm doing this to show you that I discussed it yesterday and what I'm looking for. And this is me executing it. So here you can see that we're at the 50. You can see that we're at the 50 here. You can see the bodies respecting on the 15-minute. The wicks will go outside the lines, correct, right? But we can see that and instead of me trying to buy from here, I wait for a raid. Here's an upset, and I wasn't sitting here for all this. I literally caught it right when this candle pushed down and we pushed up. I'm like, well, I'm at the 50 here, and I'd love to see it come to this down candle right here. Sure enough, this candle pushed down, and boom, I was in for the trade at the bottom of its closing. So when it was pushing down, this was now at 50% of this gap. I do have a divergence here, and it's just common sense trading for me at 50% and bouncing in between these two gaps. My goal was to come and take out this high, in general speaking, and get to the upper side of this imbalance. I made a decision of taking the trade out, and this is me doing a PM Asia trade. I don't normally trade Asia, but I just happen to be sitting at the computer, noticing it was at 50%, and I was like, hey, if you come into this candle, I'm buying you. And sure enough, beautiful fucking trade. So that made me a little bit more comfortable for the rest of the day. But that's just this idea. Now, I'm glad you got to take the profit. That's the number one fucking goal, is taking the profit. And it didn't take long. It didn't take long at all. Fucking literally nothing. But getting into the day, let's see here. So what did we do for, we hit the top of that high right there, which is, I'm talking about this 2045 candle, this 15-minute candle. I'm gonna try to stretch it out for the 1 minute. Actually, I should change this to a 5-minute. I want to make this video short, man. But when you see here, we got this 1 drive, 2 drives, 3 drives, push up all the way, and this is what I bought, right? This is what I took up here, and sure enough, we do shift over that high right there, right? So that is a shift. And sure enough, what do? We come all the way back down. Never taking out this low is the whole key to this day. So what do? We come down, we get low. We come up, we shift above. Now that's a new higher high than that high, because this low created that high, which shifted above that high, which is now, if you look at this low created that high, and so on, right? So this is just higher high and higher low. Very simple structure, but it's really consolidating. It's not much to see, but understanding this, what do? We come all the way back down, and this low never takes out that low. So you got low, higher low, higher low. Okay, that's going to frame this idea or the rest of the day. So what do? We come back down here, and now it's 7 in the morning, and we make this low. It doesn't take out that low. We're tagging the 50% again. But remember, look how many times the 50% is being referenced here, right? So that's the goal. That's the game plan here. This is what's holding the support and giving the narrative. So anyways, we push up and we make this imbalance right here at 8:40 a.m. I'm not ready until 9:30. So then the price pushes down 9:25, then the 9:30. 9:30 is sitting inside this candle, right? And I have this last down candle, this 7 o'clock. I'm using this because I'm using this as a demand block. If I drag it all the way out, you can see us digging into it, right? So I'm using this down candle, plus I'm using this imbalance. Let me go to a one, and that's a 5-minute imbalance. The rest, when I go into a smaller time frame, you're going to see a bunch of different markups. So let me just make sure I mention that. So with that being said, this is a beautiful day. To be honest with you, this day was fucking awesome. Let me do this. Okay, so understanding that the top side, we're probably going to trade to the top side to wipe out that momentum breakout traders, right? With being on the right side of the market, that's obviously going to, most of your battle is done. But anyways, so we pop up, and then 9:30 opens. So take a look. Let me open up a little bit. So 9:30 opens right here. This 9:30 candle, boom. This indicator, which shows the opening range gap, it automatically paints on my screen as soon as the 9:30 opens, right? So this, what did it do? It shot down and tagged that 5-minute demand block, which is, it's in this color. I know is not the right color for this background because of this, but I can change it to normally I don't have a big ass imbalance in the background, let's put it that way, but I'll just use this black line. That's fine. So what do? We tagged that down candle, 5-minute down candle, and the imbalance is sitting here, but the low is sitting there. So I know that if we broke this low, that would be a different conversation, even though it's fine. There is liquidity built here. And would you expect it to raid that liquidity before going up? Yes, in general cases, but in this case, no, because this is going to be also built liquidity later. And we do have news at 10 o'clock today, which is the factor of why we had this stupid down candle. As a wick, and they just really wiping out liquidity. So let me just go straight to the trade. So just showed you this one. So from here, what I'm doing here is when we tag that down candle plus that imbalance, I didn't mark it. I mean, I marked it, but I didn't show you. It's in the background. It's hard to see. Let me delete this down candle. Let me just delete it, and then you see minutely, we see we have this imbalance right here, which is this 838. I am also using that and this last down candle. Let me just draw that back. And all right, you see that? So I'm using also this. Now I've refined in this area, this down candle, and I've got it drawn right there. So I'm using that last imbalance, and it's not breaking this low. So this is as low as we go when it comes to the trade, right? So what does it do? Now that you've seen this, it's very key, but super fucking dope. But I'm tagging in it, and then this 31 candle pushes down for a second, and it's sitting there, all right. And then this next candle, which is the 32 candle. Now it pushes down, tags this levels that I'm talking about, and then I'm expecting a buy from right there. Plus I have a miniature divergence right here. See this little divergence right there? We're on the oversold, and I understand that the top side is going. where am I taking this? My target is obviously, I'm screenshotted specifically here, is the opening gap of today. Because when we opened up for the gap, we don't have any really price action traded up top. So if anyone who was selling as soon as the open just open, if they were just selling at the open, for example, then we would expect price to come and revisit this area. But this is a minute target, but I was acceptable for taking the profit for this trade since it was such a good trade. And then I do get back in. So long story short, you can see as we push up, we do have the first imbalance of the day up to 9:30 open, which is going to be the 9:30, 34, the 34 candle right here. See that? So I got that dragged out, right? Because I know that's going to be important for the day. And sure enough, what do? We come back in. We're tagging the bottom of which is going to be the open 9:30 price plus that down candle, which is the 9:31 candle. You see that? So I'm highlighting that, and you can see that we come back down, we dig into it, and this is just a higher high and a higher low. I'm literally looking at it that way, nothing special. And sure enough, not afraid of it, and I'm holding, right? So you can see in the background, we also have the midnight level, which is this orange line that goes all the way through and it's thicker. So you can see that we've been dancing around that as well. You can see that we dance and we sit right on top of it with these next candles right here. And perfect, what I want to see. Then we shoot up, right? So now this inversion imbalance, this regular imbalance here, this 9:30, 30, 31, 32, 33. Oh, sorry, it was the 33. The 33 imbalance candle. That right there is it. I would have to break this low for it to not be useful. But it was still holding price, generally speaking, inside it. Yes, it's outside the lines, but that's fine. Anyways, price pushes up. We get to the 50% here. Then we got an imbalance right here. Obviously, can't miss that. Right, and then we're digging into it above 50%. Doesn't even tag here. That means it's very strong. Shooting up straight to my target. Fucking beautiful day. Going right to it. Holding my bias. Holding the trade and being confident. And that was this trade. So now the next situation. So check this out. So when and of course now that we've hit the opening gap for today. You can see here that we're at the top 25% of the opening range as well, which is right here, and so on. And that when I take the trade out, I'm also literally, I didn't highlight it, but 9:49 is when I'm taking that out. That's not by accident. I'm doing that on purpose to just in case the macro kicks in and comes back down, which is exactly what it does. It does come back down. So when we come back, we do test that opening gap again to the tick. Look at that. You can't miss that, right? To the tick. And then what do? Well, this imbalance right here turns into an inversion imbalance at the moment, which is this up candle. You can't miss that, right? And sure enough, I've got it highlighted only because when so we got 10 o'clock news. This, as you see, this is the 10 o'clock candle, that first 1 minute candle, which is very, very obvious, right? What does it do? You can see the body's protecting. I mean, I would never try to get into this trade or have a trade open at this moment, but I let the price action tell me what they're doing. So what do? They wipe out all of this shit, right? They come down and they come to the 50% of the gap of the daily imbalance right there. And you obviously guys know which daily imbalance I'm talking about, right? So let's make sure we're clear here, which is going to be the August 13th Tuesday, right? So with that being said, we come right to it, right? I mean, and I was like, rah, bullshit. What do? We wipe out that little liquidity that we built right there. But guess what? It doesn't take out those two important lows. And it's like beautiful. And that's exactly what I want to see. But guess what? I decide to be patient, which is fine. Price pushes up, and is sitting inside this soon-to-be inversion imbalance, where you think it's a sell imbalance, but no, we have objectives to the top side. So we have all that liquidity there. We have that imbalance there. Remember when we busted through here? I've got it highlighted. See, here I didn't have it highlighted. It's highlighted, but it's not drawn out. I'm not focusing on that in this trade. But in this trade, when I take this trade, that is my goal here, is to come up here. Now, what do I have? I have the liquidity. I have those swing highs. I have I did a projection here, and I extended it on the 5 minute. I projected it up for the 3 to 3.5 right here. I'm sorry, 3.5 to 4. I have that objective, plus I have the gap. Now, watch this. So here, when the price, back to this screen here, when we push up and we come back, look what we do. We retrace all the way back into this imbalance. Let me, probably easier to do it here. And as you see this, obviously the 10 o'clock candle, right? I don't know why it keeps popping up, man. Then we have a 10:02 imbalance right here. So this is a balanced price range right here, from down to up. We come right back into the balanced price range. This is a beautiful model all in itself. To get detailed here, this 10:02, I've got it highlighted. I didn't highlight the inversion imbalance because I don't need to. It's just way too much on the chart. But we came back down. Well, we first pushed up to the 50%. We wiped out pretty much any momentum sellers. And then if anyone had a stop, sell stop right there, right? For example, we push up, we knock that out, right? We come back into this 10:02, and then it refined. You can see here. Come on, bro. You can see here, let me drag that out. You can see that that's that first 933 imbalance. So we drag that out. You can see that we tag on it. And sure enough, we use that as support. We're sitting inside this inversion imbalance, now turning inversion imbalance. You don't want to see it come any lower if that's going to be an inversion imbalance. And sure enough, it holds right there. Beautiful, right at 50%, tagging that main candle, original candle from the open, and then we push up. Okay, so I had this I scalped, but I didn't even screenshot this, so I'm not even gonna bother. But and then because this is just really volatile. But so then what does the price do? I'm waiting for order flow. Price pushes up, takes out that high. Beautiful, retraces back, 2 drives, boom. And then we're sitting inside this 10:07. Look at that. You gotta mark your chart. You gotta do it while it's coming. You're gonna want to see these things respect each other. I don't need to do this, but I'm doing this in a more volatile situation and also for you. So it's easy when I screenshot it and it's already done. I'm not trying to explain myself, right? So anyways, as you see, we come right back into this 10:07. 1 minute candle. We're tagging that, and then we come with this big candle, this 10:17, trying to scare everybody off. But what do? Just in case, I know we've built with liquidity here. I know that. But I'm gonna wait for more order flow. So what does it do? It comes back up, and we shoot up, and we take out this 10:17 candle. All right, we tag it, and we come down. And what do? Now I am highlighting this 10:17 inversion imbalance. See this 10:17 inversion, I got it highlighted, and we're sitting at the 50 of the opening range. That's beautiful. I said, if this price comes back down, I'm taking that buy. What does it do? It comes right down in and digs right into that, tags the opening range 50%, tags inside the opening, this inversion imbalance, and then takes off. And where are we going? You obviously know where we're going. I have the options up here. Now, but here's the thing. I decide to not be right. I'd rather take the profit and be profitable. So I took it to this 3.5. Exactly 3.5. I mean, that's not a variation off. Literally at 3.5. I knew that it was coming up here into this imbalance. I knew that we were coming to this fucking gap. All right? I knew it. But I took it out anyway. Why? Because I need to take the profit. I don't know what's going to happen. At the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen. But I took the profit here. Beautiful trade. Okay, guess what happens? Take a look. We go straight. That's me taking that trade out right there. Right there. Literally right there. Right here. And what does it do? Shoots right to that gap, man. Right to that goddamn gap to the head. And I was like, bro, you're done. You're not playing with these people. I'm done. And what does it do? It fucking sells literally from there. And I'm like, bro, this can't be that easy. I mean, is this on your chart? If you're wondering where this this gap is from. It is from. It is from May 29th. No. Is it May 29th? Oh, why is that? Oh, it goes in. Okay, so Sunday. It comes from Sunday the 26th of May, right there, all the way dragged out. Is that coincidence? Can't be. Look how we stopped at a head. Come on, man. So, and if I would have took this trade, and I was going to, I was like, bro, just take it. And where would I have took it? I would have took it to this imbalance. I would have took it to this low for all the breakout people who traded. And sure enough, what did it do? It came right back to the daily open gap right there. Why? Because when it pushed through, now people are like, oh, well, they have daily charts. They're looking at a higher time frame charts. They know that once it passes above this level, that means that it's a bullish candle, right? So what did they come right back to shake those people out? And that would have been, look at the 25% of the opening range, the last 25, the top 25%, plus the opening gap. Man, come up to squeeze people to the left. Then comes down to really wipe out all the people who were buying. Obviously, for me, this was an easy day. So people get money here very easily, especially at this low. I even took it from here at the 50%, and then they come all the way back down to do that, right? And I'm not going to go through all this. There's no need. But this is where we are. So I'm trying to make this video done. 21 minutes. So yeah, this is what it looks like. These videos take this long. So higher high, we discussed that. Here we also had higher lows here. So Nas happened to be the lucky one with the higher lows. Where we had higher lows here, which we had lower lows here on S&P and Dow, taking out liquidity. And then also this was a bearish. This was a higher low, and this was, I should probably just change it to red. And then you had a divergence lower low with that wick that we had from the news. We took out that low, but these guys did not. That's higher lows there, and we pushed up, and then we fizzled out. So pretty much S&P is the one that came to their low that broke through of the week, and we did not reach it. We were shy of it. And then Dow is obviously sloppy. They came into their Friday low, but whatever. So that being the case, that was also a part of my understanding this morning. And then dollar, as you see, we came up, right? And then we obviously gapped down, and then we came down with the news and the price. The price was dollar was already like in its way coming down, right? So dollar was already like right here when I was looking at it. I was like, okay, I understand. Obviously they just pushed up for 3 days. So this movement is my understanding of pushing up. So, and I used it just for that moment. Now, where do we go from here? Because that's going to be the magic question, obviously. Because that idea for today has already been done. It's been used. So where do we go from here? So that being said, it's kind of, again, we pushed up and slammed back down. So this shows me that we're probably still coming down, obviously, but it depends, right? Because all this selling activity here, they would push up one more time if they were going to come down, in general speaking. So, and then in the same sense that they can also come down. So it is, I hate to say it, but it is back to neutral for me again. So, and then again, I'm playing it day by day. And with the information presented in front of me, this is what I have in front of me. So, and then this doesn't look good. S&P came and wiped them out, and then we're coming down here and closing. So to me, this looks like we're going to start dropping, because they're trying to attack all this right here. This is really what is going on. Remember, they pushed down, we pushed up. It's a balanced price range. You can see on the daily very clear here, right? So to me, the price coming down, if we're bullish or bearish, the price coming down to here and then buying back up or whatever it ends up doing is logical. It's very logical, right? Because you can see that, right? That being said, and we happen to be inside our balance price range right here, right? So we have the inversion here, right? If I dragged it out, you can see that we're tapping it, but I'm deleting this. Well, I'm not. Well, no, it's. I'm not gonna delete it. It's part of this inversion that could be happening. Again, we don't know, right? But right now, when we had this push down and then we had this push up, for us to come down into this daily imbalance is very key. So, did we seal it? No. Do we want it to seal if we're bullish? No. So, if we're bullish, we want to see this. But the way we came up and didn't even make it to here, and we came back down and took out a lot of this liquidity right now, is not a good sign for the bulls still. So, your next target would be, this liquidity built here, right? If we're going to keep pushing down. So again, here's 50% of that inversion imbalance. So do we kind of come low, tag here, then get a bounce? I don't know. I'm taking it day by day because right now, like coming up to here where we did, that was logical, and now I'm, it's easy. That's why I called it an easy day. That's why it was easy to buy, and sure enough, you can see the order flow going up, right? But from here, it's going to get a little challenging. So especially with the news, and I would tread very lightly. And it's fucking 26 minutes now. So showed the trade, showed the logic, because I made the video yesterday explaining I wanted to see this daily imbalance be held. And what's it called? And sure enough, you can see it holding there. All right. So you guys take care and God bless.